When you play the Game of Thrones, you win or you die. But in Reign's Game of Thrones, you do mostly just die. A lot. Usually because you accidentally gave the High Septum too much power or forgot to pay the Iron Bank. We're diving into the swiping strategy game that turns the complex politics of Westeros into a kind of, Tinder-style choice simulator. I suppose it's Tinder for tyrants, I suppose. However, this is not just a reskin of the original Reigns game. It is instead a very kind of fleshed out and enjoyable deep dive into the world of Ice and Fire. So let's see if today we have what it takes to survive the oncoming wars and winter. Because of course, winter is coming. The gameplay is so simple yet so effective. I've been playing this just for about half an hour before I properly started. So you're presented with cards like the one in front of me here of advisors, enemies, or even dragons. And you swipe left or right to make a decision, but every choice affects 4 different pillars. So the sword is your military strength. The 7-pointed star is your standing with the faith of the 7 Andal gods. And the person is your popularity with the small folk. The dragon coin is of course your treasury. But this is the thing, here is the catch. If any of these meters either hit 100% or 0%, you are dead. For example, if you are too rich, you're taken out for your inheritance. Too poor, the Iron Bank sends its regards. Too heretical, the people will of course rise up against you. Too holy, however, the faith militant will seize command of the city of King's Landing. Who needs a Magor right now? I mean, hopefully we won't. Oh, whoever gets that, I love you. It's a constant, stressful balancing act that perfectly captures the paranoia of sitting the Iron Throne. No wonder half of them went mad. Let's jump in then, give it a go, and see what we think. The Reign of Crimson, first of his name. So then, your dragons are something of a miracle. Would you allow me to study them? I mean, I would say no, I don't want you studying them. I'm Valyrian after all. I'm playing as Queen Daenerys, and maybe I'm, maybe a bit superior to you, or at least think myself to be too superior. Devoted souls have told me about a certain tavern, a pit of despair hidden in the twisted guts of Flea Bottom, one of the poorest parts of the city. Yes? Later that night, concealed under dirty rags smelling of dead things, you leave the Red Keep. Okay, I go to the tavern. I can't imagine Daenerys doing that, but I kind of love it. So, we are not even hiding ourselves at all. Lords and ladies, and the one that got on throne for now, so yeah, I mean, I'll keep listening. I feel for you, my brother. She doesn't give a damn about you or me. Nah, I want to keep listening there. Yes, I do. I've heard tales that she's lying with all sorts of dead animals, even sheep. That's a lie. Oh my gosh, that was over. Very, very quick. So I just got drunk in a bar brawl and died. Wow, okay, so that is how brutal this game truly can be, and how brutal, oh, I got an achievement for it, how brutal Game of Thrones can be. Like, there are 2 moons in power. My max at the minute is 24. I have to say I am not doing great. But here we go though. So this kind of brings me on to my next point. Because the game is framed as Melisandre looking into these flames, it explores loads of what-if kind of scenarios. For example, what if Sansa Stark ruled the 7 Kingdoms as Lady of the Realm? Or what if Cersei Lannister rebuilt the Great Sept of Baelor? I suppose it's kind of fan fiction that you get to control, and it's accompanied by that fantastic music from the show itself. However, I would say that the coolest part of this edition of Reigns is the cast. So you start as Daenerys, but as you meet certain objectives, you unlock other major players. For example, here I have Tyrion Lannister. Each character has their own unique deck and special abilities. So for example, Tyrion can easily manage the treasury but struggles with his reputation. He's very, very good as Master of Coin in the show, however, also struggles with his reputation being a dwarf. Arya, however, for example, has unique assassination paths owing to her story being an assassin, and Jon Snow, of course, has to deal with the Wall and the Night's Watch and everything going on up there. Let's give this another go then as Tyrion Lannister, and I will show you just quite what I mean. Here we are then, back in the game, and we are playing as King Tyrion Lannister. Dawn has declared war. Their allies are the pirates of the Stepstones who once attacked them. And we have Sir Jaime here as Hand of the King, my brother and Hand of the King. The Stepstones, never good. What we will do is we will defend first of all. Would you like to join the small council? Yes, I would very much like to join the small council. We don't want whispers, we do want... Let's have a look. Let's have a look in diplomacy. So, which of our enemies would you like to talk to? The Martells. We're at war with Dawn, so the Martells would be the best thing to do. We will avenge our family by wiping our feet on your backs. King's Landing will burn. You will all burn. Ooh. I see. I would do trial by combat if I had Jaime Lannister whole. However, this is set after the War of the Five Kings, where unfortunately Jaime Lannister, one of the best swordsmen to ever live, now only has his left hand, his less dominant hand, and is not very good at all. So I'm going to say you can't afford it. Cold and still, we fight our wars with blood and poison, not with coin and cowardice. Ooh. I'm going to have to say I'm no coward. Laughing and merry, you are an adorable little lamb waiting fervently to have your throat cut. Okay, she's stormed out. What should we do about Dawn? Ooh. We need to attack them. The people are exhausted and famine threatens. Assign some of your men to distribute rations. Yes, we're going to have to do that. Sir Boros Blount and Sir Osmond Kettle Black have been found skewered outside of a brothel. Ooh. Reinforce the patrols. Your illustrious splendor, it's time to choose the wine for tomorrow's banquet. Only, well, we've heard crying sounds coming from the cellar, but when we search the source, there seems to be no one. Crying? Yes, it sounds very unnerving. It's like a small child. We need you on the wall now. Not next week, not next moon, but now. What? No, I'm not going to the wall. Sir Ilyn Payne has been assassinated. The King's Justice, the King's executioner. There must be a traitor among Cersei Lannister's crony. Ooh, I'm going to ignore it for now. Another small council stands. Do you wish to attend? Yes, I do. I am very much running out of money. Whispers. Let's have a look in Whispers. Now, ideally, I would like to talk in secrets. A foul enough secret can even undo a High Septon. Let me use what I know against him. I don't need it against the High Septon, so I'm going to say no, I don't really need to. You wake up in the middle of the night, shaking, frozen. Your breath is turning to mist right in front of you. Something is not right. Now, this is the curiosity getting the better of me. The chest is speckled with frost. As you touch it, it creaks on its hinges. The dead face of a wight is revealed, ready to strike at you. That's crazy. Duck to the left or duck to the right? What? Let's duck to the right. The wight tries to collar you, but you escape his grasp. In an instant, the King's Guard on duty at your door jumps behind the wight and cleanly cuts his head off. Is everything alright, Your Grace? No. I came as quickly as I could. Look who I found on my way here trying to escape. Who? Ah, I told you we need our king on the wall. You tried to kill me. If you had died tonight, I would have tried to convince your successor. You cannot escape your responsibility. I will not go. I have plenty of things to manage here. Then you don't deserve my death, it is mine. What? What? The Black Brother jumps on the White Sword before you can do anything. We suspect that the Warlocks of Karth are trying to undermine your claim to the throne. That is crazy. I doubt that. They believe the Walkers' invasion of Westeros represents a perverse sort of population cull. What? I think I'm screwed either way here. Increase my security. I'm so tired of all of the battles and dramas. Have we forgotten nothing of the perks of being rich and powerful? Never. Oh no. Oh no. An emissary of the Iron Bank is here. The City Watch is now at his command. They know who's paying them. Oh dear. 40 swords are plunged into your body by the gold cloaks. I was destroyed by my own City Watch. Oh gosh, the king is dead once again. So we will do one more time, and this time we will go back to Daenerys. Long may she reign. I had the highest expectations for your reign, but you are the worst possible ruler. The Lannisters will not stand this. What have I done? I've just arrived. I was going to say leave then. Lannister soldiers have attacked the Queen's army outside Harrenhal. What are your orders? Attack them. The Lannisters are disciplined and well armed. If possible, avoid direct confrontation. Well, I'm still a Targaryen army. The Lannister soldiers advance on you. Drogon. Dracarys. Although harried by a few arrows, Drogon lays waste to their army. Press on. You hear a thunderous explosion. War machines hidden behind trees not far away are ramming at your positions. If they are war machines, then we want knights to get there quickly. Unable to gallop, your knights are pinned down and slaughtered. Ooh, not good. Regroup. A small company of sellswords wearing the same armour and shields as your soldiers snuck behind your back. If they've snuck behind my back, then I just need archers to take them all out. They're nothing against their shields. From your position, you have a clear view of the battlefield as both armies clash. We've lost this battle. I'm gonna run. I'm gonna have to run. Fashion is key to a regal bearing, my lady. If you dazzle your people with finery, they will adore you. Okay, I can sacrifice a bit of money. One of your duties as queen is to serve justice. We happen to have a difficult case. Fleabottom is infested with rats and other vermin. They bite and spread disease. We need you. Yes, I'm going to say yes, of course. You have cut your finger, your highness. I will have a balm that will soothe your pain. I will suffer. What sort of dessert shall we deserve to delight the Dornish? Apple cakes with summer wine or apricot tarts with arbor gold? We'll go for the arbor gold. Arbor gold, it's in the reach, I suppose, closest to dawn. The cut on your finger is not looking good. I would advise you to avoid unnecessary contact with others for the next few weeks. Yes, okay. A clever blacksmith from the Neck has designed new armor, much lighter and stronger than ours. We must have it. I'm going to have to say yes. New destiny. An unexpected fever robbed you of your health and eventually your life. The people of Westeros wept for the loss of their good queen. I just randomly died of disease. What? That shows you just how crazy the Game of Thrones is. It's not even the enemies at your door trying to get at you, or enemies within. It's enemies on your own finger. It's enemies. My own finger was against me, a random cut, and I was taken out. So that's enough playing for now, but the question is really, is this game worth your time? I do think it is. I do think it is. The good about this game is it is the perfect pick up and play, either mobile game or playing on PC just like I am now on Steam. It has fantastic writing. It's sharp, dark, funny, you know, all of those things. Witty. It's so fun to play. And it does actually feel like Game of Thrones. It is probably, I would say, one of the best Game of Thrones adaptations of any game. Certainly better than, for example, the Telltale game that tried its best. But this really does get there as almost a role-playing game as well as a strategy game. However, the bad is that it does get a little bit repetitive once you have seen the same card many times. Some of the deaths do feel a bit random or unavoidable until you do memorize the patterns of the game and truly how to play it. I am not quite there yet, so I am certainly in the camp of deaths do feel quite random. And it is, because of that, more of a puzzle game than a grand strategy simulator game. Ultimately though, I do think the Reigns Game of Thrones is a brilliant crossover. It takes the stress of Westeros and puts it right in your pocket and on your desktop. If you are a fan of the show or the books, just like I am, it is a must play, just to see how many outcomes you can have, how many titles you can play, how many characters you can play, and how many different ways, of course, you can get poor Jon Snow killed. So what's your longest reign? Let me know in the comments. Hopefully better than my meager reigns I had in this video here, but it can only go onwards and upwards from here. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and for the love of the old gods and the new, don't let your gold meter hit 0. I'll see you in the next one, and long may you reign.